of having to sort through, what was it, 16, 17 million pieces of mail that never made it to the soldiers.
17 million, yes.
Exactly.
And so they had the problem there of dealing with the morale of the soldiers being down. And so these women were put together and then sent out there to do what they thought could not be done. And it was just incredible the way that they were able to come together to do it. My kudos to Tyler Perry for doing the movie. But my goodness, Barbara, the historical significance of Colonel Charity Adams, who was the one who really put everyone together, and today is the only black woman, as I understand it, in the country to have a fort, a camp named after her. Just incredible, just incredible. So I apologize. I needed to interrupt because, I'm a military kid. My dad was a drill sergeant, so I was into the movie. But please, go ahead with regards to your question.
No. And so I wanted to ask you, Janita, what was the highlight of the movie for you?
I think for me, Barbara, the highlight of the movie is how Major Charity Adams brought all the women together and she empowered them. Because through the movie, you see that they were defeated in the midst of the racial injustice, the dehumanization of them as women.
Yes.
She brought them together and she made them powerful and she made them a team. And I think that for me, when they thought that they were going to war and they were going to fight and they saw their task, that really wiped them out.
Yeah.
However, they persevered and they took the task and they did more than what was expected of them, which is usually what happens with us as black women. You give us a task and we give you more.
And the way that they do it, everybody, you got to watch it. The creativity with which they bring. It's not like they just get there and they start sorting mail. You got to watch this about the how do they deal with mail that's been eaten by rats? How do they deal with blood-stained letters and letters that have been where the names are erased and where all the dog tags that come, with, to families for the people who are dead, who have been killed, all of these issues. You're going to see some amazing African-American women ingenuity of figuring out how you do it. You're given an impossible task. It's designed to make you fail, to make your people look horrible to the world. And black women use ingenuity, that African genius, in an amazing way. You got to see this movie. Janita, lastly, before we let you go, because we're just going over because this is such an amazing movie, what would you say, was the most important lesson that you got out of the movie? And I'm just, I want everybody to be clear. This is a movie that is a good PG. It is a PG-13 because it has all the racial slurring, all the racial slurs and all the evil violence of a war. But it is an amazing movie for young women and men to watch and learn. But what was the most important lesson for you out of the movie, and how do people get in touch with you, Janita?
I think the most important lessons are perseverance. We make any occasion when we're facing racial and gender discrimination, and we persevere, and we continue to go on, and all of us are capable of doing that. Representation. As people of color, we are largely overlooked. And it's important to emphasize that we need to celebrate and acknowledge the contributions of marginalized groups. Resilience. Black women are resilient, and we are able to rise above these barriers. Another important lesson, Barbara, was sisterhood, and you see it throughout the movie as the women of the 688 Battalion take their task and they become a family. And lastly, I think it's really important, the most important lesson is history. As our history is being stripped away from us through banning books throughout the country, it's important for us to watch history and take in history however we can. Because if Tyler Perry didn't make this movie, how many children would know about the 6888? And for people who are trying to get in contact.
Right, I didn't know about the 6888.
Exactly.
Right. Well, how do
but
people
if you're trying to get in contact with me, you can reach me at jdockens, DOCKENS, at tjcoalition.org. Thank you for allowing me to be on the show today.
No, thank you for bringing the powerful word, and you're always so great. And thank you for everything you do, Janita. You are, when they talk about that wheel that keeps TJC going, you are at that center of the hub of the spoke. All right, now, thank you for everything that you do, and everybody, please give out a shout of appreciation to Tyler Perry, because this movie, when I watched it, I kept saying it's a love letter. It's a love letter to Black people. It's a love letter to Black women. It's a love letter specifically to the women of the 6888, some of whom still are alive now and have been commenting on the movie. This is so important. Black History Month is next month. Everybody know that TJC will have a daily Black History Month publication. Every day we will uplift a Black historical figure who made a difference in our fight for voting. So be aware. It's a great series. It's if you're a teacher, an educator, it's a great series to use to educate at all levels, not just elementary, not just middle, not just high school, but college level and out. Just people in general. It's a great program. It's coming. Be aware that February 1, we will launch our Black History Week series. All right, getting into our major show now. Thank you again, Janita Dawkins. Thanks, everybody. Let's get into our major show, and just thanks, everybody, for all of those comments. The first thing I want to do is bring up Savion. Savion, if you would be kind enough to join in Mr. Briggs and telling us about, about HBCUs. We're all focused on HBCUs on this show because so much is happening at the HBCU level in our nation. Critical to the future of the African American population in this country is the HBCU. Savion, why did you choose to go to an HBCU? And tell people about the one that you're at.
Yes, ma'am. First, I want to say thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I love my TJC family. It's been a great, amazing opportunity just to be a part of this family. So I want to start with thank you. And like I said, my name is Savion Briggs. I go to Kentucky State University. It is the first HBCU in the state of Kentucky. And the reason why I chose Kentucky State University, I just wanted to be in a space that I was loved and I was welcome and comes from a great history. I think some of the most important things about when we choose our university and the spaces we be in is to be able to be at the forefront of why are we there and be able to be in a space that will know who we are and know our history and not afraid to teach it, especially during the situations we have going on right now about DEI. I can only imagine not picking my HBCU and have to fight to be taught my history, and not only that, to even have the employment of people that look like me. I think that's something that's a non-negotiable when we're talking about the people that built America and all the things that we continue to have to face today. So the reason why I chose Kentucky State University is for the opportunity to be in a place that welcomes me and that is warm and that will prepare me for this world.
Wow, that is powerful. Woo! That's a statement in and of itself. Same question to you, Trinity. Why did you choose to go to an HBCU? And tell us about, what it is about your HBCU and what this has meant for your life.
Good afternoon, Attorney Arnwine, and thank you so much for this opportunity to speak today. Love my TJC family as well, and super grateful to connect with you all again. So as a proud fourth-generation HBCU student, I chose to attend 2 HBCUs to really further my family's legacy of, resilience, leadership, and service. And both Hampton and Fisk were the perfect places for me to grow academically and personally while being surrounded by such Black excellence. And attending both of the historically Black colleges and universities that I chose, it was truly about more than just earning a degree. It was about immersing myself in a culture that really uplifts, empowers, and prepares us to lead in every aspect of life and prepares us for the journey ahead with social impact, civic engagement, and with all things that we may come up against.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Daryl?
And Dr. Atwater, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, now you, brother, you too are teaching in the African American Studies area and went through TJC. Tell us about this, this HBCU thing. Why do people choose HBCUs, and what's the advantage?
And Dr. Atwater, you actually started off. You attended a PWI, right? So
correct.
You can contrast those experiences. So tell us about what it means to be at Xavier now. Yes.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. It's amazing to be talking with you all after all this time. I met Attorney Arnwine as an undergraduate student, and now I'm talking to you as a professor. So you met me as a single poor college student. Now I'm a married man with children, and I'm teaching what I was learning then. So it's been a while, but to speak to those questions, I went to a PWI primarily because I'm not from the South. I'm from Michigan, and the closest HBCU that I knew of was Central State, and I wasn't going to Ohio, didn't want to leave. So many of the students who are from the Midwest, a lot of us choose PWIs because that's what's in our facility. But being at an HBCU, and one of the reasons I went to teach at an HBCU is because when I was at my PWI, and what you see with the Black Studies movement of the 60s and the 70s and even till today, many Black students at PWIs are looking for Black professors. They're looking for the opportunity to learn about their history and their culture. They're looking forward to use what they're learning in the classroom into their everyday experiences. So when it came to me applying for jobs, my family's from Louisiana, my wife is from Louisiana, so we wanted to come to Louisiana, and Xavier University, which was created by Catherine Drexel with the mission of creating a more just and humane society. I said, this goes perfectly with everything that I've been aligned with all my activist work in the past, as well as my research goals. So we came here, which is a predominantly STEM school, but we have so many students from a lot from Chicago, a lot from Cali, many from the South, who are coming to Xavier not to get a degree, right? They don't see Black excellence as holding the degree, but using the degree to serve their community, right? Black excellence for many of the students at this HBCU and at many HBCUs is service, not so much the accolades of having the degree.
Wow. And I want to call on Dr. Russi. We are so blessed that Alicia K. Russi has joined us. She is the former program manager of the Delta Research and Educational Foundation's Research Matters, Creating Possibilities to Achieve Health and Wellness for All of Us program. Know that she has worked with lots of HBCUs on coordinated programs around the country, sometimes in coalition and joint programming. She got her let me get this correctly. She got her degree, her PhD from Jackson State University, where she also earlier received her Bachelor of Science degree in biology. She focuses on health and wellness issues. She does a lot of consulting, and she is one of our really amazing leaders out there. I am so proud of her. She has joined TJC repeatedly in our activations around the country, even rode on a bus in 2021 to be part from Houston, right? To be part of our big old, conference that we held as we were coming, out of, the ugliness of COVID. She's just been an amazing force, and we are so glad that she helps us every year to populate and recruit people.